have a pretty awesome announcement. This is going to be our first of 2 uploads today, and my second upload is going to be featured in the end screen. It's going to be a premiere that's going to premiere in about an hour and a half from now, and it's a video on why Aaron Rodgers has only won 1 Super Bowl in his entire career. It's one of those 20-minute plus featured videos, and it's a brand new series, so go ahead, click the link in the description down below, set a reminder for it, because I would love to feature this brand new original series for you guys, and I think you guys would really enjoy it. On top of that, the last time I made a Russell Wilson video, it got copyright claimed, so if you want to support me via channel memberships, like my man Carlos Bolus, Mike Gardner, Jamie Beardsley, Brian Kyle, and our very first ever Mike Mafia Don, Zachary Sikora, which let me know in the comment section down below what social media platform you'd like me to follow you on, then a link to that's in the description down below as well. Now that we got all that out of the way, break! Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? Guys, about a couple of days ago, I made a video about Russell Wilson. And to be honest, when I made this video, I was a little bit skeptical myself. The video was called Russell Wilson thinks that the Seattle Seahawks might trade him and says that his NFL future is uncertain. Very similar to what Aaron Rodgers was saying at the conclusion of his season in the NFC Championship after the Green Bay Packers lost. And it's crazy because Russell Wilson has some hints and some notes of Deshaun Watson and some notes of Aaron Rodgers in what he said. It's almost as if he watched what Aaron Rodgers said in his exit interview and saw what Deshaun Watson has been saying in the media, because Aaron Rodgers said that he feels that his future is uncertain in Green Bay, whereas Deshaun Watson said that he wants to be a little bit more involved in the decision-making process of the Houston Texans. And of course, we know that Deshaun Watson's needs would be neglected, and as a result, Deshaun Watson has officially demanded a trade from the Houston Texans. Now, in Russell Wilson's instance, he came out and said, and this is according to Jason La Canfora, he said, "I'm hearing Russell Wilson's camp has grown increasingly frustrated by the Seattle Seahawks' inability to protect the 8-time Pro Bowler. He has been sacked 394 times in 9 seasons. This situation warrants serious monitoring." Now, when I read that, I said, okay, I don't know how serious this situation is going to be, because yeah, the NFL has turned into a little bit of a quarterback carousel recently, but not to the point where if you have a surefire franchise QB that almost always finishes in the top 5 in MVP voting, that has won a Super Bowl with your team, it's not to the point that you'd consider trading that individual, is it? Now, on top of this, we got additional reports that day where when the Seahawks were asked if they would possibly trade Russell Wilson, most people said there's no way that the Seahawks would ever trade Russell Wilson. The Seahawks were getting calls about Russell Wilson during Super Bowl weekend, but the Seahawks essentially just hung up the phone. Russell Wilson also said, "I want to be involved. At the end of the day, it's your legacy, your team's legacy, and it helps to be involved more. That dialogue should happen more often." And that's where we leave off up until this point today. I thought that was just some BS report that some NFL reporter was trying to get out just so he could stir up some drama and create a nice little clickbait headline off of. But boy, was I wrong, because apparently these are very legitimate concerns. And well, the Seattle Seahawks actually have an opinion on how Russell Wilson's behaving. Because according to a report late last night, the Seattle Seahawks management is not happy with Russell Wilson. And this is because Russell Wilson went on the Dan Patrick Show and said that he's frustrated by getting hit too much and that he's uncertain about his future, and this all rubbed Seahawks management the wrong way. Now, bear in mind, the Seahawks general manager, John Schneider, recently signed a contract extension with the team. He's been there for the past decade, so I don't think it has anything to do with how the Seahawks management has been treating Russell Wilson thus far, because John Schneider has proven to be a very savvy general manager throughout his career. This is the guy that drafted Russell Wilson, Richard Sherman, Cam Chancellor, Tyler Lockett, and KJ Wright, all in the 3rd round or later, and would sign players like Doug Baldwin, Thomas Rawls, and Jermaine Kearse, even though they were undrafted free agents. And he's not only good at late round draft picks and undrafted free agent signings, this is a guy that was able to sign players like Michael Bennett, Cliff Averill, and was able to trade for the likes of Jimmy Graham and Jamal Adams. He's a pretty damn good GM in my opinion. Now, this source on Pro Football Talk officially said that a source told me that the Seahawks management is not happy with Russell Wilson and his camp for taking this to the media. This is coming from Dan Patrick, literally the person that interviewed Russell Wilson, literally the source of Russell Wilson getting all of his concerns to the media. You wonder if they're going to be able to coexist because this current situation is not sustainable. That's what I was told. So let me tell you what I'm thinking, guys. You ever have a girl that you're dating, you come home one day after a long day's work, and your girl's being passive aggressive with you. She gets on your ass for not washing the dishes or something like that. Or is mad at you because you sit down on the couch and watch football as opposed to watching The Bachelorette with her. Something really silly and stupid that typically wouldn't piss her off. Well, you talk to her a little bit and then you find out what's really driving her crazy. And it's the fact that you haven't subbed to Mikerophone and turned on your notifications. Jokes aside, this is what that situation's like. I think Russell Wilson is trying to stir the pot over there in Seattle and say that he's feeling that he's not protected. He wants to be more involved in personnel decisions. But in reality, I think something else is going through Russell Wilson's mind. And I mean this as no offense to any person that happens to be a Seattle Seahawks fan. You see, the Seattle Seahawks are playing in by far the most competitive division in the entire NFL, and that's the NFC West. This is a team that has to go up against the likes of Matthew Stafford and the LA Rams, Nick Bosa and the San Francisco 49ers defense, which I'm not expecting to be as dominant as they used to be because they're losing Richard Sherman, they're losing Bob Saleh, but on paper, in the past, Nick Bosa has been a beast. Who knows how good they're going to be this year, but let's assume that they're going to return to form just for this video's sake. Then you have the likes of Kyler Murray, DeAndre Hopkins, and the Arizona Cardinals that have a pass rush that features Chandler Jones. It could be a little bit stronger, but the thing is, when you have a fairly weak O-line and you have to go up against the likes of Aaron Donald, Nick Bosa, Chandler Jones, and you're clearly the weakest team out of all of those teams, then chances are you're either going to, one, want to be traded to a better situation, or two, just want to get some more help on the offensive end. And I think in Russell Wilson's situation, he's trying to get either or. And I do believe it is in the Seattle Seahawks' best interest to either grant Russell Wilson's request and get him some help, or to finally trade him. I honestly think it's very unlikely that the Seahawks trade Russell Wilson. It's not like there's anyone better that they could receive in the NFL draft. Whenever you have a franchise QB that made it to the NFC wildcard playoffs, you're not going to look at him and say, hey, I think I'd rather tear this entire building down and rebuild, especially when you consider how old Pete Carroll is. I don't think that's ideal for him either. So let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about this entire situation. Aside from that, I'm your boy Mike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.